Hi, Turtle here, and today we are going to talk about Cresselia raids and the counters to use against them. So, he is weak against Dark, Ghost, and Bug. So, you're going to want to use uh, those types against him, and the first one being Dark Ray. Now, he uses Snarl as his quick attack, and then you can use either Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse. They both are good against him. And the Dark Pulse will have Stab, which is the same type attack bonus, since he is dark. And Shadow Ball doesn't have that, but it does do a little more damage, so they're pretty similar in damage-wise. So either one would be fine. If you don't have one, the other is fine. But you're going to want to get one or the other. If you can get both, that's perfectly fine also. So Dark Ray is numero uno, so he's who you want to use first. Second best to use against him is Chandelure, the ghost type. He is here, and Hex and Shadow Ball are the two you would want to use against him. Hex and Shadow Ball, and you don't want to make the mistake of using your fire type. Don't use him. So don't use the Fire Spin Overheat guy. You're going to want to use the Ghost. So if you have TMs, you can change him. Otherwise, he's a very good fire type, so you don't want to swap him if you only have one. Thirdly is Giratina, Origin form, and he will have Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. And then we have a Weevil, and again, you want to use the Dark type. His moves are Snarl and Foul Play. Don't use the Ice type, so you don't want to use him. Use the Dark type. And Genesect would be the best Bug type to use. I don't have one set up, so I'm not going to show you mine. But some other budget types are a Tyranitar with Bite Crunch. Again, don't use your Stone Edge, Smackdown Stone Edge if you have him. Just use the Bite Crunch. And Houndoom would be a good one to have. I don't have a very high-powered Houndoom. He's pretty far down on my list. There he is. And Snarl Foul Play is the one to use for him. If you have an Absol, you can use Absol, and his types are Snarl and Dark Pulse. I don't have one of him, so I can't show you him. Bayonet would be another one, and he is a ghost type, so he uses Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. There he is. Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and another good one would be Mismagius, and unfortunately I don't have a very good one of him either. Not high level anyways. Got a perfect, but Hex and Shadow Ball are actually the ones you want to use. I have Sucker Punch and Dark Pulse, so I wouldn't be using him. And then Alakazam with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball, not bad, but if you've got some of these other ones, a Honchkrow with, now my Honchkrow is a flying type, so you don't want to use the flying types. You want to use Snarl and Dark Pulse. And if you have bug types, you can use Durant with Bug Bite and X Scissor, Pinsir with Bug Bite and X Scissor, and Sizer with Fury Cutter and X Scissor, and Escavalier actually isn't bad with Bug Bite and Mega Horn. So those are your counters to use against Cresselia, and I will show you how. You go into battle to set up your party, and of course go over to party, and then you come down and you can hit Cresselia, the name, and you can name it however you want. Hit done when you're done, and then you just click on a guy and you can type in Dark if you want to use Dark, Ghost. So these are all my Dark and Ghost types. Now you just choose who you want to go in your line. So I got Dark Gray, and then not my shiny Dark Gray, and then my Weevil, it's Dark type, and my Giratinas, and then lastly is my Chandelure pulling up the rear here. And I don't have any bug types that are good to use, and I don't want to use any of them. Next in the line would be my Bite Crunch Tyrannitars, or Gengar is very weak. He will die fast, so if you have Gengars, you can use them. Of course, you can use, oops, didn't want to do that. You can use him with his moves. I think he's got Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Lick and Shadow Ball, and Hex and Shadow Ball. So those would be the 3 moves that you can use against Cresselia. But again, he's very weak. He would die fast, so you'd be going through a lot of them. And then that's about it for that. So then you just use that when you go into the battle. And if you're short manning it, if you got lots of people in there, it doesn't matter. Use whatever they give you if you don't want to use a team. But if you're short manning, teams help tremendously. And if you like this and want to see futures, go ahead and like, comment if you have any comments, and subscribe. And then watch any in the future. Thanks, and see you next time.